Hi, I'm Chris. This is Mullered Plays. It's time for some more of our Exodus Challenge, or the Lollujo Challenge, where we lose our best three performing players from the previous season and can only spend 75% of all sales. And we're limited to 70 maximum purchase price of 75% of the maximum sale. So, yeah, let's see how we get on. We're at Brentford. We didn't do too badly in the first episode. Well, we've had a busy old summer, and we'll go straight into recruitment. Now, in actual fact, let's go straight into the media and bookies predictions. We'll start with media. They say we're going to finish 10th. Bookies have us at 50 to 1. We have no players in the Dream 11. Kylian Mbappe has dispossessed Haaland, and Minter has joined Man City. So, yeah, it's not going to be easy to win the Premier League, is it? It doesn't help that we have to sell our best three players at the end of each season. But that is the name of the game, and we have been busy. Back end of last year, then, we did bring in Love Aroff. He is a Swedish attacking midfielder. It was cheap, a cheap deal, and he's now considered B by our scouts, who considered him quite highly. We spent £8.5 million on him. We also sold Mikael Damsgaard to Losk Lille for £24 million. And then we're on to this year, where we had to sell our three best players of Ansa, and he's in here. Ansa is in here somewhere. He went to Borussia Dortmund for straight £14 million. We had to sell Evan Ferguson, and we eventually got £66 million from Chelsea for him. And Katovic was the other one. He was sold a bit earlier. He went to Napoli for £30 million. We also needed to get rid of Michael Coyote, and after, 2 years of loans, he's finally joined the team he was on loan with last season, Brighton, for £39 million. So that transaction is finally out of the way. We've then gone on and sold a number of other players. Carboni was in last year's figures, where he needed to play 5 games. It was a guaranteed, so we included it in last year's figures. Carvalho went out for 15 million. We didn't make any profit on him. We signed him for 22, that's why. So Fabio Carvalho, he wasn't my signing, so I don't really care. Gorna Duath has gone out on loan. Donovan has gone out on loan. Riley Owen has gone out on loan. None of those are included in any of our figures. Soaz, Rules, Johnson, and Eyestone, and Laidlaw. We did sell Sterigou for 6 million, so we signed him for 1.8. Was it last year? We've sold him for 6 million, so a nice little profit there. Stevenson's a youngster, I believe. He went out on loan. Then we've got the answer, Coyote. Cayman Kelleher. Man United came in for him, 32 million. Yeah, thank you very much. He's gone. Charuda has joined Feyenoord for 8.25. I think that rises to 10, but that's based on appearances, I think. So haven't included those. Vitaly Janat has gone to Espanyol. We're going to get 1.2 million for that. There is optional future fees. Oh, excuse me. Tickle in the back of my throat. Campos, the left back, has joined AZ Alkmaar for 29.5 million. Yusuf Demir has gone out on loan. We're getting 1.5 million for him. There is a huge optional feature fee, which isn't ever going to be paid. And then Matanovic has gone to Dinamo on loan. We're going to get 1.2 million for him. Again, there's future fees, but yeah, they're not happening. Ben Nelson, unfortunately, left. He went for 27 million. It's actually more than that. It's 33.5. I think the other appearances are going to be added on top, and they're easy to rack up this year. So we're confident getting the 33.5 million there. Pulisic, who we signed last year, he's gone out on loan to Wrexham. Arhov has joined Watford on loan, and Mateus Albert is another loanee. He's gone to Mainz, and we've only just signed him for 17 million, as you can see there. Other players we've signed then. Dennis Seaman, he was a backup at Newcastle. He's come in as our first choice. We've spent 23 million on him. Archie Gray, who left Tottenham to rejoin Leeds, then got relegated, so he wanted to leave. We've spent 44.5 million, I believe. It says 41.5. It's 44. Lorenzo Luca, the big Italian striker, he's come in for 34 million. Signed in from Napoli. So we've sold one of our players to Napoli and we've replaced him with Luca. So he's Evan Ferguson's replacement. Arda Güler, the young Turkish attacking midfielder, has come in. He signed for £46 million. With Ferguson joining Chelsea for 66, it meant we had 49.5 million as the most we could spend on a player. So we spent 46 on Güler, and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, that's our top signing. Tom Roth, the left back, replaces Campos. He's as good as Doig. He's also 6'4" and decent crossing abilities. Good jumping reach, as you'd expect for someone with 6.4. So he should be a threat at corners. Mateus Albert was signed for 17 million, and we've obviously loaned him out. He's a left winger. He's a young French left winger. But because we went out and signed Saeed Al Mahala from Cologne, he has got bags of potential. He's German. He's 21 years old. And then Albert could go out on loan. And we signed him for 46.5 million. His release clause. We've also signed James Trafford as a backup goalkeeper for 6.5 million. And at the moment, that concludes our transfers. But, and there's a big but here, Cologne have just offered us 60 million for Shade. Now, Shade, we had a previous offer from them for about 41 million. Shade said he didn't want to sign. So we rejected that, but this is his minimum release fee. So I don't know if that's actually going to go through or not. We'll find out. If we do, then I've got all of a sudden 75% of 60 million, which is 40. Is it 40? 45? Must be 45 million. So we might have that kicking around, and we probably need a backup left winger if we do, or if he does sign. So I might have to jump back in earlier than expected. Freddie Potts is also drawing interest from Saudi. He wants to leave if they come in for him. So Freddie Potts might be joining Al Nassr. He's valued at 52 million, so we'll see what happens. If not, he'll stick around and form quite a decent defensive midfield duo with Archie Gray. That's my plans anyway. We may be a little bit light at right back. Why this guy isn't considered a 3.5 star in that line, I don't know. Mainly because he's now an inside wing back. I don't know. But there we go. We might also be a little bit light at centre back, but we've got a number of players that can play there. Erling got injured for a couple of months, but it looks like he's almost fit again. And all in all, I think we've done rather well for a hastily recruited squad. Dynamics probably isn't the greatest. Our team cohesion isn't too bad. I was expecting it a lot worse. So at the moment, things are looking good. Fingers crossed they remain that. And I will now sim the season and probably have to jump back in as and when, if Shade leaves. Right. We'll see you shortly. Okay, our season has finished the simulation, and yes, I did jump back in January to oversee some transfers, and yeah, it was quite busy. So the January dealings then out the door went Konak for 10.5 million. We also lost Kim Ji-soo. He went for 2.9 million at the initial window. And then Riley Owen out on loan. Josh Stevenson was sold for 2.8 million. Ahan, or Mertcan Ahan, was sold for 9.25. Matt Ward, a youngster, 9 million. Theo Dyer got 650. And Dooth went out on loan again. We can see, for confirmation, one of the players, whoever it was, initially it was 29 million, I think it went out to 33. So, okay, Kantovic we know about, Kelleher, it's not Jan Matt. Nelson, that's the guy. It did go up to 33.5 million. So, my initial prediction was that he was going to do that. So, it has done that. So, he has delivered on the full value. Inbound, then, we brought in Francis Opong for 12.25 million. He is a 19-year-old English centre-back / right-back, 4 stars of potential. He's come in from Leeds, signed him, as well as Josh Anchampong. We signed him from Chelsea for 600,000. His contract will expire in the summer. We've signed him. He's come in. He was actually 4-star potential. He's down to 3-star potential, but he's come in. He's not done too badly. 11 games. He's averaged a 7, so can't complain about that. Pepe was asking to leave, so we said okay. We signed Mark Gui. He's come in for 1.5 million. Another one that was out of contract. We also brought in Ibrahim Osman because we were lacking in the right winger, and he is just junk. He was released by Birmingham, I think. No, it was Brighton. So we picked him up on a free. He hasn't played a game. It might be that we just try and flog him in the summer. So how did we get on then? And here we go. Champions League. The group phases. And we didn't do too badly here. We finished 7th. So 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. Meant we didn't have to do with the knockout round. Liverpool, on the other hand, beat Barcelona in the knockout round. That's an interesting one. There's a Newcastle beat Bergamo. Any more Premier Leagues I spot there? No, I don't. So in the round of 16, we came across Real Madrid. What a fantastic draw we got there. Yeah, we could have had Galatasaray, Roma, perhaps, even Porto. But no, we get Real Madrid. Does that mean they were in the knockouts? They were. They played Villarreal. So, yeah, we were knocked out by Real Madrid. Real Madrid then knocked out Inter Milan. And then they knocked out Man City. And they are probably going to beat Marseille in the final. So at least we're knocked out by the champions. The Carabao Cup, we were knocked out in the 4th round by Brighton and Hove Albion. FA Cup. Liverpool beat Brighton, which is nice, 5-0. In the semi-final, though, we lost to Liverpool in extra time. How close were we? Oh, dear. How disappointing there. And then in the Premier League, if we have a look at stages, we can see, we actually finished 2nd, 78 points. So, all in all, not too bad. Liverpool won it, scored 91 goals, 86 points, won it by 8 points. Luton managed to get 13 points in the end. So, all in all, can't complain too much about that. Did anyone become good? No, what am I talking about? Haaland became good enough to knock Mbappe out of the Dream 11. That's what we can find out there. But more importantly, who in our squad has done something so heinous that we need to get rid of them? It is Lorenzo Luca. He scored 33 goals. And we'll quickly jump back to the Premier League and go to player stats. And we'll change that to attacking, please. Goals, Luca, 30 goals. Erling Haaland, 29. So our boy was top of the charts there. Ardla Gula, 16 goals. That doesn't bode well, does it? Hopefully he played rubbish. Next highest rating was Doig. Yes, Doig. He had 16 starts and 29 sub-appearances. So, yes, that's enough to qualify him. And unfortunately, Archie Gray is the 3rd player on the list. Hold on. He's got a 703. Oh, because he's got a 703. He wasn't at the club, but he's also got a 703. I don't know. There was no clarification on the actual results there. I don't know what order they're in, and is Archie Gray's 703 higher than Riyadh's 703? Because Riyadh, it wants to leave, whereas Archie Gray hasn't whinged or whined at all. This is interesting. Right, so the 703 is all games in total. Archie Gray, he got 705 in the league. Because they both got 703, I'm just going to leave it up to which one I sell first. Certainly Luca has to go, Doig has to go, and then it's either going to be Gray or Riyadh, because they're both 703, and the rule was the top 3 average rated player that played 15 games. So they both played over 15 games, and they've both got 703. So we're not forced to sell them both. So yeah, I'm going to go into the deep grey area here and say whoever goes first is the man that counts. The one thing I haven't tidied up was the transfers. So let's jump back there quickly. All this controversy. So what we can see here then is the bits and pieces. It says there 365 million. There was the Damsgaard sale that should have been included. That's 24.5 million. So that puts us 24 onto that, 390 million. And I've got 361 million as sales. And purchases, I've got 263. We've got 252 there. That's because we had 8.5 million from Arhov. So we've actually received some extra cash that I haven't got listed. So 66 million was the highest. That was Evan Ferguson and meant we had a maximum spendability of 49.5 million. The maximum we did spend was on El Mela, wherever he is. He's in the list somewhere. He was at 46.5 million. So all in all, we are certainly under budget. We had 8 million left over, probably more because that's now almost 390 as opposed to 361. So have I just missed a player completely off there? Carboni. That's what it is, isn't it? He had 26.5 million. That makes a lot of sense now. That was in last year's because he was going to play the 5 games. Oh, this accountancy. So, yeah, we're happy. 8 million because we were quite frugal in the January window where we brought in Opong for 12.25, and then the others were 3 players for 2.1 million. So it was more than covered by all the outgoings, particularly to the youngsters that we did sell. So that was all good. That all gets reset. We're back to 0. We are in the process of a few bits and pieces happening. So Ricardo Pepe is going to go out, and if you bear with me. Okay, so he's going to go out for 19.25. It does rise to 24.5, but I'm just going to count the 19.25 for now. That means we've got a guaranteed of 14,437,500 pounds to spend. We have spent some of that already. We have spent 8.75 million on Milan Clement. He is an 18-year-old winger who is 6'7" and is going to be a striker. There's no doubt about it. He was the number one next gen, and he is Lorenzo Luca. Luca's going, so no worries there. We've then brought in Vittorio, a multi-tooled defender. He's Portuguese, can play anywhere across the back four. He's coming in for 11 million, also off the next gen list. And then we also signed Schumacher for 18 million. He is a centre back. He's 6'1" and could develop into quite a useful player. So we are certainly over budget at the moment, but that's because we haven't really looked to sell anyone. Lorenzo Luca will certainly wipe out those and give us some extra cash before we sell the other two. And Lorenzo Luca is now worth 42 to 50 million. And we spent how much on him? 34. Disappointing. The league's top goal scorer. You would have thought it'd have been worth a whole lot more. But never mind. Right, I will now go off and start selling these players. And we'll see you at the end of the summer. Okay, the summer is done. And we have been moderately busy, shall we say. So we knew about some of the players going. We had James Trafford went out for 5.75 million. Riyadh for 35.5. Pepe for 23.5. Somebody's also gone out there. We brought in Schumacher. He's a right back apparently. He's 6'1", but can play centre back and defensive midfield. We brought in Milan Clement, a striker. He's 6'7". He should be good. And we brought in Vittorio, another defender, can play anywhere across the back four. So Clement came in for 8.75 million, and 11 million was spent on Vittorio. We also then spent 18.5 million on Nico Gonzalez. He's a defensive midfielder, quite useful and all that. Mark Casey has come in. He's a youngster, can play as a centre-back or a midfielder. He's got bags of potential, so fingers crossed he realises some of that. We've then signed Haris Buljbasic, a attacking midfielder. So he does look quite good. How much do we spend on him? He was 5.5 million. Esteval has come in from Chelsea for 20 million. So he's got plenty of potential and still not a bad player. And then we've got a backup goalkeeper in Rome, Jaden Owusu-Aduro. So we've signed him on the cheap. He's 25 years old, room for improvement. So all good there. So we've spent a total of 56 million there. On the official books, we've spent 94 million. And we've brought in 167,600,000, so 103 there plus whatever on the other side. Josh Doig went for 26.5 million. Then we've got a number of players out on loan. Latanovic went for 5.5 million. With Jan out for 21.5, 7.5 for Demir, 5 for Donovan, and then we've got a number of loans. So all in all, it was Pepe. It was 23.5 million in the end. Luca for 1.5 million on loan. Riyadh 35.5 million. Doig 26.5 million. Trafford 5.75 million. Latanovic 5.5 million. Eyestone's gone out for 1.1 million loan fee. Yan out 21.5 million. Shade 14,750,000. Hickey 19.5 million. Demir 7.5 million. Donovan 5 million. And our biggest sale was Riyadh at 35.5 million. So it enabled us to spend 26,625,000 on a single transfer. So that's the maximum spend on a transfer. And it enabled us to have 125 million to spend. So we've spent 8.75 million on Clement, Vittorio for 11, Schumacher 18, Gonzalez 18.5, Casey 5, Buljbasic 5.5, Esteval 20, Owusu-Aduro 7.25. So that was 94 total. So The biggest one was 20 million, so we're still 6 million underneath that. So that's all good. That leaves us 31,700,000 to spend in the January window, should I choose to. So I will drop back in during the simulation to have a quick nose in January to see if we can spend that 31 million, because we probably need 1 or 2 players. But that's that. I'm now going to sim the season and we'll see how we get on. And just like that, another season is done, and we'll jump straight into things. The Premier League. We have finished third, 77 points, joint second with Arsenal, but Liverpool ran away with the league. Man City finished just below us, and then there was a huge 5-point gap down to Everton. Everton in 5th. There we go. Strange things that happen in the future. In the FA Cup, Crystal Palace beat Man City. How about that? I guess we'll have a quick sneak peek, see where we came. We beat West Ham in the 3rd round. A massive 1-0 win. And then we beat Liverpool in the 4th round. So we got to the 5th round then. And in the 5th round, we were duffed up by Middlesbrough. At least they're Premier League. In the Carabao, Arsenal beat Man City. Man City got to both finals. We didn't make the semis. How about the quarterfinals? We were knocked out by Man City in the quarterfinals. How's about that then? We had beaten Millwall and Barnsley. But it's the important one. It's the Champions League. It's Man City versus Man City. Another final. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. In the league phase then, a credible 4th. Can't complain about that. 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. All in all, not too bad. Arsenal and Liverpool, the top 2. The 3rd best placed English side, Everton, in 12th. Chelsea down in 20th. What is going on? So that meant we weren't in the playoff round. Everton were. They beat Porto. And Chelsea were knocked out by Real Madrid. In the round of 16, we came up against Monaco and beat them 6-4 on Ag. And then in the quarterfinals, we drew Arsenal. And we lost to Arsenal 4-3 on aggregate. So we won the first leg, but lost at home 4-2. Look. How miserable. So in the semi-final, it was Liverpool beating Arsenal on penalties and Man City beating Bayern Munich. All in all, there we go. There was some January transfer window dealings out the door. In January then, we had Miambo on loan. Ayling went for 2 million. Lewis, 6 million. Graham on loan. Rolls on loan. Gui went for 9.25. That could rise to 12. Pierce Arthur went out on loan. As did Yamalik and Osman. Both of those got future fees, which never going to happen. And then we brought in Ugo Mazzoni for 15 million. He is a young Italian winger. Bags of potential. We'll see what happens with him. Next in through the door was Nateb. We needed a striker. This guy's come in. Doesn't look too bad. Could do something. You never know. And then the last guy was Alaj Begovic. So brought him in. He can play most positions, including left winger and right winger. He came in for 15.75 million. So all in all, we spent 127,850,000. We sold players totaling 176,750,000. That gave us 132,562,500 to spend. That's obviously 4.7125 less than we did. And the most we could spend was 26,625,000. And our highest transfer was Esteval at 20 million. So that's all the fun stuff. Now, who are our 3 best players? Selection info and average rating. Lorenzo Luke. Oh, he's out on loan. He only played twice. So, Arda Güler. Thanks, but good night. Ugo Mazzoni didn't play enough. Esteval. Thanks and good night. Oh, no. It's Dennis Seaman. Thanks and good night. Oh, how miserable. Right, so we've got to lose Seaman. We've got to lose Gula. And we've got to lose, who's the other? Esteval. Oh, this is always the worst part. Dennis Seaman, he's come in, he's been good, he's got better, and now we've got to sell him. So we signed him for how much? 23 million. We're not going to make much profit on him, are we? Arda Gula came in for 46 million. We might make some money on him. And then the last guy was Esteval. We signed him for 20 million, wasn't it? And now we have to sell him. Just as he was getting good. Oh, well, this challenge. Who thought of this? It's terrible. Right. I'm going to try and sell those 3 players. We'll see what other players are going to get sold, and then we'll see what we can do buying players. I haven't bought anyone. I haven't even looked at the next gen. That's not quite correct. I scouted a few, but I forgot to even look at the scout reports. So they just disappeared into the ether somewhere. Right, I will now get the summer transfer dealings done, and we'll see you at the end of the summer. Okay, the summer is done, and the media have us finishing 8th. The bookies at 33 to 1. Do we have anyone near the dream? Well, I'm dreaming if we think we're going to get anyone near the Dream 11 or a key player. We've still got Mbappe, Haaland, Wirtz and Saka around. So, yeah, life's tough. The good news is this is going to be season 4 in Europe. So we just needed to qualify for Europe in 5 consecutive seasons. So if we finish in that top 7 places this year, then we can tick that one off. And that would be a mighty relief. And how have we done that? So I'll just show you the bank balance. We've got 167 million. The transfer budget currently sits 147 million. That's because I've just messed around and dumped loads in the scouting budget, loads in the wage budget, and we've still got 147 million. So transfers then. And to do that, I need to make sure I've got my spreadsheet handy because we need to have the figures. So back end, nothing happened there, nothing happened there. So all transfers have happened in this window. So you can see we've brought in 239 million. We've spent 182 million. How does that all figure out then? So the key players, we had to get rid of Dennis Seaman, Arda Gula and Esteval. And we obviously had Lorenzo Luca still knocking around as well. So we started off by selling Mark Casey. He is the 19-year-old centre-back / midfielder. We sold him for 6 million. It does rise up to 9-10 million. So in that one, it was just easy money, easy profit. Saeed El Mala left to join Inter Milan, 58 million. It does actually rise. I've actually got it down as 57.5 million. So a little bit extra there. Nico Gonzalez. Yes, we didn't need to sell him either. And we sold him to Al Hilal. It says 41 million. There's 10 appearances. We get another 10 million. So that's going in as 51 million. Yiha Yamalik was sold for 15 and 3/4. Then we've sold Malambo. No, we never. We just released him. Dennis Seaman was sold for 29 million. So we made a little bit of profit on him. And yeah, fun stuff. Lorenzo Luca has gone out on loan again. We're going to lose him on a free transfer in 2 seasons' time. Arda Gula left to join Manchester United for 79 million. Yeah. Julian Eystone, the backup to the backup goalkeeper, was sold for 8.25. And Esteval has just joined International on loan with a optional future fee. So that's another one we're going to lose in about 3 seasons' time to a free transfer, no doubt. So yeah, that was our transfer incomes. So we actually, I've got it down as 249,950,000. with the loan fees. That 10 million that's going to kick in for El Mala. So, yeah, I may have overcooked a little bit, but I feel that, yes, it's going to happen. And then the players we've brought in then. We've signed Ralph Goucher. He is a centre-back. He's quite tall, and we signed him from Lazio for 15.5 million. He's 20 years old, room for improvement, so fingers crossed with him. Because we sold Arda Güler, we brought in Michael McKinney. He's a left winger, but he's 20 years old, room for improvement. That's another left winger. I'm collecting left wingers. We've then raided Ajax for 2 players. First off, Jordi Mokio is the player that we've brought in to replace Gonzalez. He's not quite at Gonzalez's level at the moment, but he's 22 and can improve. And then we've signed Jonas Urbig to replace Dennis Seaman. He's probably a slight upgrade on Seaman, so yeah, quite happy with him. Next in through the door was Sterry, Uduko Sterry. He's a right winger, plays attacking midfield as well. This is a big money buy. We spent 49 million on him. So a lot of our money went on him. Then we've signed Kafane, who is a decent striker. He's sort of a rotational option. This is the guy with pace, whereas the other guy is the one with height. We've signed Garnacho. I did it because he was 8-9 million. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed he has a half decent year and we can sell him. And then Aceves is our new backup left back. Signed him from Monterey, I think it was. Yeah, £5 million. It's one of these cheapish deals. He's 19, can improve, and fingers crossed he does, and his value shoots up. So the key figures then, the 249,950,000 equated to £187,462. £462,500. Because we sold Güler for 79 million, it meant that our highest individual transfer we could pay for a player was 59,250,000. And we spent 49 million on one player, so that was under. In total, we spent 181,750,000. Urbig 24.5 million, Goucher 15.5 million, McKinney 18.5, Mokio 33.5, Garnacho 8.75, Aceves 5 million, Sterry 49 million, and Kafane 27. That leaves us 5,712,500. So that's, of course, assuming that we get the 10 million in appearance fees for those 10 appearances for El Mala International, not Inter Milan. So there we have it. That's the summer business done. We just need to concentrate on trying to win the league, trying to win the Champions League. If we do that all this season, then great. That'll be it. I can't see it happening though. Right, I'm going to sim the season. We'll see you shortly. Okay, we are back, and the season is almost at an end. We're just seeing the final game of the season be simulated, and we can see Arsenal stuffed us 4-1. Yeah. Positive news. We've finished third. We're in the Champions League. That means that's 5 consecutive seasons of qualifying for Europe. Ting! We've done one of our objectives. We just now need to win the league and win the Champions League. And if we get into final, it does mean we are improving. Right, let's delve straight into it. So, yeah, less said about the final, the better. In the semi-final, we beat Leipzig 4-1. We lost 2-0 in the first leg. And Arsenal beat Barcelona. In the quarterfinals, we knocked out Bayer Leverkusen. In the round of 16, we knocked out Liverpool by 1-0. And let's have a look at the league phase. Oh, we topped that. Thank you very much. Arsenal, Man City, and Everton were all the way up there. There we go. Did we get anything in the cups? The Carabao Cup. Arsenal beat Bournemouth. we beat Oxford in the third round. In the fourth round, we beat Derby. In the quarters, we beat Millwall on penalties. And we lost to Arsenal in the semi-final. And the FA Cup then, not Arsenal, Liverpool beat Man City. In the third round, we beat Cambridge. In the fourth round, we beat Shrewsbury. In the fifth round, we beat Charlton. We had a tough run so far. Quarter-final, we beat Everton. And then in the semi-final, we lost to Man City. So that's where we lost there. And then in the Premier League, we obviously finished third. There was a bit of January business that happened as well. So out the door in January was Gertruda for 12.5 million. Ghana out on loan. Neteb went out on loan. Anchimpong was sold for 24.5 million. It was actually 19 million that I put on the books, but it looks like the rest of it has been added on. We sold Osman for 4.8 million. Owusu Aduru for 9.5. It was actually 9.6. So that gave us some budget. With that budget, we bought Dylan Beattie from Blackburn. He is a young right winger with bags of potential. And Salko Hamzik, he is a goalkeeper, an Austrian goalkeeper with 16 caps. And he's come in as backup because Owusu Aduru left. So with all the business we did, we left 13,387,500 in the transfer kitty, and that has gone. We have started with some transfers as well. We've signed in Gilsika for 5.75 million. It's a shame we couldn't get him in earlier because he could have come out at 13 million. But there we go, 6 million on him. Oostrap, we've spent 18 million on him. He's a 19-year-old defensive midfielder. And the final player was Valdez, a centre-back. So 3 players coming in. It does mean that we've already spent, 32 million. So we need to start recouping that. And the players we need to lose are not Lorenzo Luca. Yeah, we need to lose Lorenzo Luca. Albert only played 7 times, so our goalkeeper. We've got to lose our goalkeeper again. Urbig is going, Archie Gray is going, and our left back Tom Roth. Oh dear. They're probably the 3 best players. That's annoying. Very, very annoying. Who actually scored for us? So Kafane got 20 goals, only a 6.97. Clement got 20 goals, a 6.98. So that's our 2 strikers. Sterry, the right winger, didn't do too badly. Alabejovic, another one, didn't do too badly. But Urbig, Gray and Roth all need to go along with Esteval and Lucas. We've got 5 players we have to get rid of. And then we'll see what other ones we do sell. So we'll be back next week with another episode where we need to win the Premier League and the Champions League to complete this challenge. Just have a quick peek at the bank balance. We've got 215 million in the bank. We've got a transfer budget 160 million. Yeah, okay. So it hasn't taken the scouting. We haven't rolled over, so it hasn't done the scouting budget yet. So that should drop down to 390,000. So we'll get some money there. And the projections, we've got 215 million, and they're projecting a balance of 201 million minus. Are we spending 400 million on something? There we go. Right. Like I say, we'll be back next week with another episode where we try to do the 2 things we need to do now. Well, 3 things. We still need to sell these players. Right, hopefully you've enjoyed that. And like I say, we'll see you next week. Until then, ta-da.